Where are all of these refugees going from Afghanistan? One of the locations that they're going is Fort McCoy, Wisconsin. That's where we're going to find Fox's Jason Calvi. Jason, thanks for being with us here on Live Now from Fox. How many refugees do we have at this point in time?
So there's going to be up to 22,000, the Department of Defense Pentagon spokesman John Kirby says, and those will be divided amongst 3 bases. So we've got Fort Lee in Virginia, Fort Bliss in Texas, and then Fort McCoy, which is right here in Wisconsin. So those refugees are people that helped the United States government, maybe were translators for the military or provided logistical support to the United States. Those people are getting special immigrant visas, so they'll be coming to the United States. I'll go through the whole process of that in a little bit, but they will be finding refuge here in the United States. And then also other refugees are coming that are vulnerable, people that might be at risk if they stay in that country. That includes people like women professors or women journalists who the Taliban would particularly seen as particularly targeting those women and potentially quote unquote marrying them off to fighters of the Taliban as a quote unquote a reward for fighting for the Taliban. So some of those women will also be coming and getting special protection from the United States government. So that's what we're watching, these 3 bases, including the one right here in Wisconsin, picked to house these refugees as they go through various medical examinations. So there's a long process of vetting that's going on right now 24/7. Intelligence officers, national security officers, as well as law enforcement agents are all vetting all of these refugees before they arrive in the United States. All that vetting is taking place in third countries. So when a particular Afghan refugee leaves Afghanistan, escapes the Taliban, they're going to third countries. They might be in Europe or in Asia. And it's at that point that those people that are destined to come to the United States, those people that will be coming to the United States as refugees, are going through the vetting process. So none of that vetting is taking place before they arrive. So before they arrive in the United States, they're being the background checks, the security screenings. A White House official told me that they're doing biometric analysis as well as biographical screening to make sure these people are who they say they are, and they're doing that research before those people arrive in the United States. And then when they do arrive in the United States, they're landing at Dulles International Airport, which is in Northern Virginia. And it's there that then they go through the COVID screening. So each of the people, whether they're American or these refugees coming from Afghanistan, are getting COVID tests. And if anybody tests positive, then they are going into isolation, according to the Department of Health and Human Services. So all that taking place, COVID screening is taking place at Dulles International Airport, and then from there, these refugees are then heading to 3 military installations, those 3 Army institutions that I mentioned, including Fort McCoy here in Wisconsin. Now, when those people that come to Wisconsin are landing, they're landing right here. This is Volk Field. It's actually in Juneau County. And then from here at this airspace, which is run by the Wisconsin Air National Guard, it's about a 30-minute drive on buses to Fort McCoy, which is in another county over 30 minutes down the road. So it is a long process before those refugees get to Fort McCoy. And then at Fort McCoy, what's happening behind the secured perimeter, what's happening as those refugees come to that fort, they're getting a lot of medical examinations. They're testing these people for various things. And they're also getting health care as well. A White House official tells me that these people are going through getting the medical care that they may need. And they're also working with resettlement agencies. So there's various nonprofit organizations, Jewish organizations, Lutheran, Catholic organizations that are going to be helping the refugees, placing them in homes and finding out, talking to each refugee family. And the White House official says really trying to find the right fit for them. So they're not all going to end up here in Wisconsin. They could end up in other states. It really is a case-by-case basis for talking with the refugee to find out where they will go once they leave Wisconsin. It's a really long process, but that is what's taking place at Fort McCoy here in Wisconsin right as we speak. Some Afghan refugees now call this their temporary home. Wisconsin's Fort McCoy, all vetted before touching down in the United States. A White House official who spoke on condition we not use a name says the process involves biometric and biographic security screenings conducted by our intelligence, our law enforcement, and our counterterrorism professionals are working around the clock to vet all Afghans before they are allowed into the United States. The group includes vulnerable people and those who helped the country. These are brave Afghan allies who worked with us, with U.S. service members in roles like translators. They stood with us side by side. They risked their lives to help our mission there, the White House official says.
Once arriving in the United States, the American government is then giving them COVID-19 tests, and the government is still working on how and when to offer them vaccination. Then the refugees head to 3 forts, Bliss in Texas, Lee in Virginia, and McCoy in Wisconsin. At the forts, they're going through medical screenings and getting health care. They're also getting help on things like work authorizations. Each family gets connected with a resettlement organization that will help them begin their lives in the U.S. The White House and the fort both would not say how many refugees are living there right now. A White House official says the numbers will shift as refugees come and refugees go. The official says they're still working on how long the refugees will stay at Fort McCoy.
And then from Fort McCoy, as far as where they will be going in the United States, that is still an open question. And again, the White House official says that the refugee families will be working with these resettlement organizations to find the right fit for that particular person. And right now, here at Volk Field, which is in Juneau County, about 30 minutes away from Fort McCoy, we are awaiting a flight from Dulles International Airport. We could only imagine that we've had a batch of flights. We had 2 yesterday, 1 today from Dulles that had refugees on it. We would imagine that the flight coming in any moment now will have refugees on it. But the military really is tight-lipped on this all for security purposes. They're not revealing when a particular plane with refugees is landing, but we do have knowledge that at least one plane is about to land that came from Dulles, which is where all of those immigrants, all those refugees, I should say, are flying through to come to the various forts across the country, including this one here in Wisconsin.
Yeah, Jason, you said it right there. Out of safety and security purposes, they're staying pretty tight-lipped. Do we know anything about these refugees, though, as far as how they're doing, what their emotional state is? We know that this has been a difficult time, terrifying time for Afghan residents. Do we know anything along those lines?
Yeah, Daytona, the military, the Department of Health and Human Services, the State Department are all partnering on this particular mission and really trying to keep the privacy of these refugees in mind as they're transitioning to a new life. We saw those harrowing images of the refugees escaping the Taliban, fleeing for their lives. We saw those packed military planes getting people out of the country. And so for right now, we don't have any interviews, for example, lined up with the refugees that are staying right now at Fort McCoy. But it is something that we're monitoring, and the military, the leadership of the fort here in Wisconsin and other leaders are offering a welcome to these refugees and telling them, that they are welcome here in the United States, and those refugee resettlement organizations really making that transition. So now that they're leaving Afghanistan and now moving to be incorporated here in the United States, they're really helping them to get their footing in place. And as we mentioned, they're going through all the medical tests and medical health care. We can only imagine that would also include counseling, because think about post-traumatic stress disorder and all these things that could potentially happen as you're fleeing the violence, as you're fleeing the Taliban in Afghanistan. All that thing's got to be on the minds of these refugees right now as they're coming to a new way of life here in Wisconsin. And all that medical care that they're getting, all of that health care is happening behind the security of the fort. So they're going to be able to do that. And again, that timetable as far as when do they then transition out of the fort to the civilian world, that's all an open question. But again, they're keeping in mind all those things about what kind of trauma these people went through as they transition to American life here.
All right, Jason Calvi reporting live for us out of Fort McCoy in Wisconsin as they are awaiting more refugees out of Afghanistan. We appreciate you, Jason. Thank you.